everyone. This is Mr. Aberoy here, and this is the Advanced Theater class, and we're very pleased to present to you a Reader's Theater version of The Merry Wives of Windsor, written by William Shakespeare. Thank you.
Sir Hugh, persuade me not. If he were 20, Sir John Falstaff, he shall not abuse Robert Shallow, Esquire. If I were young again, the sword should end it.
Oh, lay aside your sword, Master Shallow, and think of Anne Page, George Page's daughter.
Anne Page, she that has brown hair and speaks small like a woman?
Her grandsire left her 700 pounds. It were a good idea to forget the quarrel and arrange a marriage between your young cousin here, Slender, and Anne Page.
I know the young gentlewoman. She has good gifts.
700 pounds are a good gift.
Well, let us see honest Master Page. Is Falstaff there?
Oh, he is. I beseech you, be ruled by your well wishes. Here's Parson Evans, Justice Shallow, and young Master Slender.
I'm glad to see your worships well, and you, Master Slender.
Is Sir John Falstaff here? He hath wronged me. Master Page.
Here he comes now.
Now, Master Shallow.
Sir, you have beaten my men and killed my deer. This shall be answered.
I have done this. Now that is answered. What else?
Your rascals made me drunk and picked my pocket.
Is that the end of it?
No, that is not the end of it, Sir John. Unless you discard your band of riotous followers, the council shall know of it, and the king's justice shall follow.
Well.
Oh, heaven. This is Mistress Anne Page?
Nay, daughter, we'll drink with her. How now, Mistress Ford?
Mrs. Ford, you are very well met. By your leave, mistress.
Wife, bid these gentlemen welcome. Come, let us drink down all in kindness.
Come, coz, there is a kind of tenders made by Sir Hugh here. Do you understand me?
I understand you are a justice of the peace, cuz, simple though I am.
The question concerns your marriage and Mistress Anne Page.
Cousin Slender, will you, upon good dowry, marry her? And can you love her?
I will marry her at your request, sir. And I hope that if there be no great love in the beginning, that upon familiarity will grow more contempt.
I think my cousin means well.
The dinner's on the table, sir, and my father desires your company.
We shall wait on him, Mistress Anne.
Will it please you to come in, sir?
No, thank you. I am very well.
I may not go in without you. They will not start till you come.
I am not hungry, thank you. Please go in.
Come, Master Slender, we wait for you.
I'll eat nothing. I thank you, sir.
By cock and pie, you shall not choose. Sir, come.
I need a servant to ask for in Dr. Caius' house to give a letter to the housekeeper, Miss Quickly. She's an acquaintance of Miss Anne Page, and the letter is to request her to solicit Master Slender's desire to her. Oh, where's the servant?
Mine house of the garter.
Yes, Sir John.
Give me a quart of sack.
Give, yet again, Sir John. When shall you give me sight of your purse, or your followers,
As for my men, you will see neither them nor their pence, for I am forced to turn them away, to mitigate their improprieties. And as for myself, sir, I am almost out of heels, but I have a device to refill my coffers. You know Ford of this town?
I know the man. He's of good substance,
Briefly, I mean to court Ford's wife. Report goes that she has the rule of her husband's purse. I have written me here a letter to her, and here's another to Page's wife, who even now gave me the good eye. She bears the purse too. I need a robin. Bear this to Mrs. Page, and this to Mrs. Ford, and I shall thrive.
As he pays never for his drink nor his board, his love I will disclose to Page and Ford.
but very yes and no's that the French doctor, my master, Dr. Caius, is himself in love with her. At last, oh, here he comes. You will, he abuses the King English so much.
Oh, Bible, that is a young villain. That is my rapier.
Oh, good master, be content. This young man has come to you, has come,
What shall this honest man do in my house?
I beseech you, hear the truth of it. He's come on an errand to me from Parson Evans.
Well,
I came to desire this gentlewoman to speak a good word to Mistress Anne Page for my master in the way of marriage.
by gar, go tell the scurvy Japanese priest not to meddle with Anne Page, or I will cut his throat. You may be gone.
Oh, you should have a fool's head of your own.
Do not tell me that I have Anne Page for myself.
Oh, sir, the maid loves you, and all shall be well.
I'm going to the court. If I am not Anne Page, I will turn your head out to my own.
Oh, you should turn your own fool's head.
Who's within there?
Oh, Master Fenton.
What news? How does pretty Mistress Anne? Shall it do any good, thinkst thou? Shall I not lose my suit?
Master Fenton, I'll be sworn on the book she loves you.
Well, I shall see her today. Here's money for thee.
Oh,
Let me have thy voice in my behalf.
I'll commend thee.
Farewell, I'm in great haste.
An honest gentleman, but Anne loves him not. I know Anne's mine.
What? Have I escaped love letters in my youth and I'm now a subject for them? Ask me no reason why I love you. You are not young, no more am I. You are married, so am I. Would you desire better company? Let it suffice thee, Mistress Page, if the love of a soldier can suffice, that I love thee, John Falstaff. Oh, what behavior did this fat old drunkard pick out of my conversation that he dares essay me thus?
Mistress Page, I was going to your house. Pray, give me some counsel.
Why, what's the matter, woman?
What tempest threw this whale of a man ashore at Windsor? How shall I be revenged on him? Did you ever hear the like?
Letter for letter, but that the name of Page and Ford differs. Here's the twin brother of thy letter.
Why, this is the very same. What doth he think of us?
Nay, I know not. Let's be revenged on him.
I will consent to anything. If my husband saw this letter, it would give eternal food to his jealousy.
Oh, here he comes. And my good man, too, who hath not an atom of jealousy within him.
You are the happier woman. Come, let's consult against this greasy knight.
Well, I hope it be not so.
Sir John affects thy wife, huh?
But my wife is not young.
He woos both high and low, rich and poor, young and older.
Love my wife. I will find this out.
I do not like to lie, sir, but he loves your wife too. He hath told me so. And that is the short and long of it, Adieu. I must adjust the shallow.
I will seek out Falstaff, and if I do find it, well.
I will never believe yon host, a cozening, double-dealing rogue.
'Twas a good, sensible fellow. Well,
Oh, whither go you, George? Hark you.
how now, friend? Why art thou melancholy? I am not melancholy. Get you home. Go. Will you go, Mistress Page?
Have with you. You'll come to dinner, George. Oh, look who comes yonder. She'll be our messenger to this greasy night. You come to see my daughter Anne?
And how does she?
Go in with us and see. We have an hour's talk for you.
You think there's no truth in what this landlord said about our wives?
The man's a rogue. He accuses Falstaff to make mischief for him. Falstaff lodges at the Garter and downs a sack by the bellyful, but never offers to pay.
I do not misdoubt my wife, but a man may be too confident.
Here comes mine host again with Shallow.
Good evening, Master Page. Will you go with us? There is good sport by the river.
Mine host of the Garter, a word with you.
Hark, I will tell you what our sport shall be.
There's good money to give me recourse to Falstaff. Tell him my name is Brooke.
Very. thou shalt have eagerness and regress, and thy name shall be Brooke. Come, or we miss our sport.
My wife is in Falstaff's company at Page's house. I will look further into it. If I find her honest, I lose not my labor. If she be otherwise, 'tis labor well bestowed.
Sir, here's a woman would speak with you.
Let her approach.
I shall vouchsafe your worship a word with one Mistress Ford, sir.
Go on. Mrs. Ford, what of her?
She has received your letters, and she notifies that your husband will be absent from the house between 10 and 11.
10 and 11. Commend me to her. I will not fail.
No, sir, I have another message. Mistress Page wished me to tell you that her husband is seldom from home, but she hopes that there will come a time which I think surely you will have Tom, sir.
Setting the attraction of my good parts aside, I have no other charms. But has Ford's wife and Pages acquainted each other of how they love me?
Oh, that were a jest indeed. But Mistress Page desires you to send a little page to come and go between you both. The boy needs never to understand anything.
Commend me to them both. Boy, go along with this woman. Old Jack, go thy ways. I'll make more of my old body than I have done.
Sir John, there's a Master Brooke below who would speak with you.
Call him in. You're welcome, sir. What's your will?
Sir, I am a gentleman, and my name is Brooke. There is a gentlewoman in this town. Her husband's name is Ford. I have long loved her and sought every opportunity to meet her, but have received no response.
To what purpose have you unfolded this to me?
Sir John, you are a gentleman of excellent breeding and admirable discourse.
Oh, sir.
There is money. Spend all I have. Only give me your time to lay siege to Ford's wife. Use your art of wooing. Win her to consent to you.
Would it not affect your desire that I should win what you enjoy?
She maintains the purity of her honor. Now, could I come to her with any proof to the contrary, I could drive her from this defense of her virtue. What say you?
Master Brooke, as I am a gentleman, you shall enjoy Ford's wife.
Oh, good sir. Want no money, Sir John?
Want no Mrs. Ford, Master Brooke. Tomorrow, by her own appointment, I shall be with her between 10 and 11, when her husband will be out of the house.
Do you know Ford, sir?
I know him not, poor knave. Yet I wrong him to call him poor. He hath masses of money, for which his wife seems to me well favored.
I wish you knew him, that you might avoid him.
I would stare him out of his wits. Come to me at night.
Who says mine is a foolish jealousy? My wife hath sent to him. The hour is fixed. Page is a secure man, who will trust his wife and not be jealous. Heaven be praised for my jealousy. 11 o'clock the hour. I will be revenged on Falstaff and laugh at Page.
Well met, Master Ford. Is your wife at home?
Aye, and as idle as she may hang together, I think. If your husbands were dead, you two would marry. Where hide you this little weathercock?
Tell the gentleman your knight's name, Sarah.
Sir John Falstaff.
Sir John Falstaff.
Aye, there's such a league between my good man and he. By your leave, sir.
Has Page any brains? She's going to my wife, and Falstaff's boy with her. Their plots are laid. I will take him, then pluck the seeming veil of modesty from our wives.
Ding!
The clock gives me my cue and bids me search my house. I will find Falstaff there.
Well met, Master Ford.
Save you all. I have good cheer at home. I pray you all go with me.
We must excuse ourselves, Master Ford. We have lingered about a match between Anne Page and my cousin Slender here, and this day we shall have our answer.
I hope I may have your goodwill, Father Page.
I stand wholly for you, but my wife, Master Doctor, is for you.
By God, my nurse quickly tell me so much.
What say you to Master Fenton? He capers, he dances, and he writes verses.
Never by my consent, I promise you.
I beseech you, Some of you go home and with me to dinner. Besides, your cheer I shall show you a monster. Doctor, you shall come. And so shall you, Master Page. And you, Sir Hugh.
Well, very well. We shall have the freer wooing at Master Page's.
Very well. I go to drink my ale with Falstaff.
I think I'll make him dance first. Will you go, gentles?
John, Robert.
Quickly, quickly. Is the buck basket?
Yes, I'm warned. What, Robin, I say? Set it down. Now, when I call you, come forth, take this basket and carry it to the Dutch at Meds, and empty it in the ditch by the Thames. Now, be gone, and come when I call.
Sir John is at the back door and requests your company.
Have you been true to us?
I'll be sworn. My master knows not of you or being here.
Thou art a good boy. Now, I'll go hide me.
Go tell the master I'm alone. Now, we'll teach this gross watery pumpkin a lesson.
Have I caught thee, my heavenly jewel?
Oh, Sir Sweet John.
Mistress Ford, I would make thee my lady.
I your lady, Sir John?
There's something extraordinary in thee. I love thee, none but thee.
Do not betray me, sir. I fear you love Mistress Page.
Ha! Thou mightest say I love the reek of a lime kiln.
Well, heaven knows how I love you, and you shall one day find it.
Mistress Ford, here's Mistress Page at the door.
I will ensconce me in the next room.
Pray you do so. She's a very tattling woman.
Oh, Mistress Ford, what have you done? You're shamed forever.
What's the matter, good Mistress Page?
Oh, Mistress Ford, your husband's coming to search for a man he says is here by your consent. If you have a friend here, convey him out.
What shall I do? There is a gentleman, my dear friend.
Look, here's a basket. If he be of any reasonable stature, he may creep in here and throw dirty linen upon him, as if it were going to the laundry.
But he's too big to go in there. What shall I do?
Let me see it, let me see it. I'll in.
What, Sir John Falstaff? Are these your letters, knight?
I love none but thee. Help me creep in here.
How come your master, boy? You dissembling knight.
What? John, Robert. Go. Take his clothes here and quickly carry them to the laundress in the Datchet Med. Quickly!
How now? Whither bear you this?
Why? What have you do to whither they bear it? What did you last meddle in the washing for?
Gentlemen, here be my keys. Ascend to my chambers. Search. Find out. We'll unkennel the fox. Let me stop this way first. Now, seek!
Good Master Ford, be contented. You wronged yourself.
True, Master Page. Up, gentlemen. You shall see sport. Follow me.
'Tis very fantastical humor and jealousy.
By God, there's no defension of France. It is not jealous in France.
Nay, follow him, gentlemen. See the issue of his search.
I know not which pleases me better, that my husband is deceived or Sir John. I think my husband has some special suspicion of Falstaff being here.
I will lay a plot to try that. We will have yet more tricks on Falstaff.
Shall we send that foolish mistress quickly to him and give him another hope to betray him to another punishment?
We'll do it. Let it be sent for tomorrow at 8 o'clock to make amends.
I cannot find him. Maybe the knave bragged of what he could not compass.
If there's nobody in the house, nor in the coffers or the presses.
By Master Ford, are you not ashamed?
Pardon me. I will tell you why I did this. But I promised you a dinner. Come.
I invite you all to breakfast tomorrow. After we'll go birding.
I see I cannot get your father's love, sweet Nan, with all my rights past in wild societies.
Maybe he tells you truth.
No, 'tis you yourself I aim at, Nan.
Gentle Master Fenton, hark you.
Break their talk, Mistress Quickly. My kinsman shall speak for himself.
You? Harky, Mistress Anne, Master Slender.
I come to him. This is my father's choice.
A word with you, Master Fenton.
Mistress Anne, my cousin loves you,
I, as well as any woman in Gloucester.
and he will maintain you like a gentlewoman.
Good Master Shallow, let him move for himself. Now, Master Slender, what is your will?
My will. That's a pretty jest. I never made my will yet.
I mean, Master Slender, what would you with me?
Truly, I would little or nothing with you. Your father and my uncle can tell you how things go better than I can. Here comes your father now.
Now, Master Slender, love him, daughter Anne. Why, how now? What is Fenton here? I told you, sir, my daughter is disposed of.
Master Page, will you hear me?
No, I will not. Sir, come, my masters.
Good Mistress Page, I truly love your daughter.
Good mother, do not marry to yon fool.
I mean it not. I seek you a better husband.
Oh, that's my master, Dr. Caius.
No, I would rather be set quick in the earth and bow to death with eternity.
Come, trouble not yourself. Good Master Fenton, my daughter will question how she loves you. She must go in now. Her father will be angry.
Oh, this is my doing. I will cast away your child on the foolish and the physician.
Here's for thy pains, and give this to Anne. It's her ring.
I have promised them all that they shall have Anne, Mistress Anne, Master Caius, Master Slender, Master Fenton. Oh, I'll be good as my word to all three. Well, I'm off for another errand to Sir John from my two mistresses.
Mine host, fetch me a quart of sack. Have I lived to be carried in a basket like a load of offal and thrown in the Thames? If I be served such another trick, I'll have my brains taken out and buttered and give them to a dog. The rogues slighted me into the river as they would have drowned a dog's blind puppies.
Sir, masters quickly, here to speak with you.
Oh, good morrow, your worship. I've come from Mistress Ford.
I've had ford enough. I was thrown into the ford. I have my belly full of ford.
Oh, alas, it was not her fault.
To build on the foolish woman's promise.
Oh, she laments, she would yearn your heart to see it. Her husband goes birding today. She desires you quickly to come to her between 8 and 9. I must tell her quickly.
Well, I will visit her. Tell her so.
Between 8 to 9. Peace be with you, sir.
I marvel I hear not a brook. He sent me word to stay within. Oh, here he comes. Good morrow, sir. You come to know what passed between me and Ford's wife.
That indeed, Sir John, is my business. How sped you, sir?
Very ill-favoredly. After we had embraced, kissed, protested, and so forth, her husband entered with a rabble to search his house for his wife's love.
And he could not find you?
As luck would have it, comes in one Mistress Page, gives intelligence of Ford's approach, and they conveyed me into a buck basket.
A buck basket?
Rammed me in with foul shirts and smocks, socks, stockings, greasy napkins. That was the rankest compound of villainous smell that ever offended nostril.
And how long lay you there?
You shall hear. A couple of Ford's knaves took me up, met their master at the door, who asked what was in the basket. I quaked for fear, but he went to search, and I went away in the foul basket. Then stopped in with stinking clothes that fretted in their own grease till I was half stewed in it. I was thrown into the Thames, hot as a horseshoe. Think of that, Master Brooke.
I'm sorry that you have suffered all this for my sake. You'll undertake no more?
I cannot leave her. Her husband is going a birding today, twixt 8 and 9.
'Tis past 8 already, sir.
Is it? I will to my appointment. Adieu. You shall have her, Master Brooke.
I will take him now. He's at my house. This time you cannot escape me.
Is he at Master Ford's already, thinkst thou?
Oh, sure he is by this, or it would be presently. But not true, he is very mad about him throwing into the water. Oh, Mistress Ford desires you to come suddenly.
I'll make haste.
Mistress Ford, are you sure of your husband now?
He's a burden, sweet Sir John.
What ho, gossip Ford! Step into the chamber, Sir John. How now, sweetheart? Who's at home besides yourself?
Why, none but my own people. Speak louder.
Truly, I'm so glad you have nobody here.
Why?
Your husband is in his madness again. He buffets himself on the forehead and rails against married mankind. I'm glad the fat knight is not here.
Why? Does he talk of him?
He swears he's here now, and he's bringing the company for their sport to make another experiment of his suspicion. I'm so glad the knight is not here.
I'm undone, the knight is here.
Why, then away with him, or he's a dead man.
Shall I put him in the basket again?
No! I'll come no more in the basket. I'll hide in the house.
There's no hiding you in the house.
I'll go out then.
Alas, Mr. Ford's brothers are watching the doors with pistols. No, if you go out, you die.
How might
Unless you go disguised.
How might we disguise him?
My maid's aunt, a fat woman of Brayford. She has a gown above.
That will serve him. She's as big as he is. Quick, Sir John, go put on the gown while we find something for your head. My husband cannot abide the old fat woman of Brayford. He swears she's a witch, forbade her the house, and hath threatened to beat her. Is he coming?
Aye, and talks of the basket too. Let's go up and dress him.
I'll first direct my men to carry the basket again.
Hang him, dishonest varlet. We cannot misuse him enough.
John, take the basket again. If your master bids you, set it down.
Ha! Set the basket down, villains. Wife, you in there, come out.
Why, this passes. Master Ford.
Why, this is lunatics. This is mad as a mad dog.
Come hither, woman. I suspect you without cause, do I?
You do be suspecting without any dishonesty.
You brazen face. Come forth, sirrah.
Let the clothes alone.
I will find you.
It is unreasonable. You shouldn't be taking up your wife's clothes.
Empty the basket, I say.
Why, man, why?
A man was taken out yesterday in this basket. Why may he not be there again?
Here's no man.
This wrongs you, Master Ford.
You must not follow the imaginations of your heart.
Help me search my house this one time. Satisfy me once more.
Mistress Page, bring the old woman down. My husband will come up.
What old woman's that?
Why, my maid's aunt of Brainford.
That old witch? Have I not forbid her in my house? She works by fortune-telling, charms, and spells. Come
Nay.
down, you hag.
Nay, good sweet husband, let him not strike the old woman.
Come, mother Pratt, give me your hand. I'll brat her. Out of my door, you witch! You baggage! I'll fortune tell you!
Are you not ashamed? Have you killed the poor woman?
Will you follow, gentlemen? See but the issue of my jealousy.
I think the spirit of wantonness is scared out of him. He'll never attempt this again.
Shall we tell our husbands how we served them?
Aye, we can share the jest together. Come.
The seeming honest Fenton shall not marry him. I know he loves her only for her wealth. My foolish wife would give her to the prating Frenchman, but little does she know that Master Slender shall this night steal young Anne away to Eton Chapel, where she shall marry my choice, a plain man with a simple English heart.
Young Fenton's handsome, but I trust him not. That Slender is well landed, but an idiot. Yet he's the one my husband most affects. Dr. Caius alone hath my goodwill. He's well moneyed, and hath many friends at court, and none but he shall have my Anne.
Oh, welcome, good Master Doctor. Hie thee to the deanery, where you'll find the curate and my daughter. Then dispatch it quickly.
I know what I have to do. My art rejoices. Dear lady, adieu.
My husband will not rejoice so much at the abuse of Falstaff as he will chafe at the doctor's marrying my daughter. Oh, but 'tis no matter. Better a little chiding now than a great deal of heartbreak after.
Master Fenton, talk not to me. My mind is heavy. I will give over all.
Yet hear me speak. Assist me in my purpose, and as I am a gentleman, I'll give thee £100 in gold more than your loss.
I will hear you, Master Fenton, and I will at least keep your counsel.
From time to time I have acquainted you with the love I bear to sweet Anne Page, who mutely hath answered my affection, so far as she herself might be her chooser, even to my wish. I have a letter from her, of such contents you will wonder at. Her father hath commanded her to slip away with Slender, and with him at Eton immediately to marry. She hath consented, for she fears her father's wrath. Now, sir, her mother, even strong against the match, and firm for Dr. Caius, hath appointed that he shall likewise shuffle her away tonight, and at the deanery, where a priest attends, straight marry her. To this her mother's plot, she, seemingly obedient, likewise hath made promise to the doctor.
Which means she to deceive, father or mother?
Both, my good host, to go along with me, and here it rests, that you'll procure the vicar to stay for me at the church twixt 12 and 1, and in the lawful name of marrying, to give our hearts united ceremony.
Well, husband your device, also the vicar. Bring you the maid. You shall not lack a priest. Besides, I'll make a present recompense, huh?
And did he send you both of these letters in an instant?
Within the quarter of an hour.
Pardon me, wife. Henceforth do what thou wilt. I rather will suspect the sun with cold than thee with wantonness. Sir Hugh.
Now, good Sir John, I like you Windsor wives.
Sir John, I shall never take you for my love, but as long as I live, I shall never forget the fat old woman of Brainsford.
Nor I take pains to remember her.
Oh, Sir John, serve God and leave your desires, and leave you your jealousies too.
I will never mistrust my wife again.
Why, Sir John, if we had thrust virtue out of our hearts, should we have ever made you our delight?
What, a hodge-pudding of a man?
Old, cold, and withered.
And given to drinking and swearing.
Well, I am your theme. I am dejected. Use me as you will.
Marry, sir. We'll bring you to one Master Brooke, for that you have cozened with money. I think to repay that will be a trifling affliction.
Nay, husband, let that go to make amends. Forgive that sum, and we'll all be friends.
Well, here's my man. All's forgiven at last.
Yea, be cheerful, knight. Thou shalt eat a posset tonight at my house. Or I shall desire thee to laugh at my wife here, who now laughs at thee, and tell her that Master Slender hath married my daughter.
Your wife doubts that. If Anne Page is my daughter, she is by now the wife of Dr. Caius.
Whoa, ho, Father Page.
Son, how now? Have you dispatched?
Dispatched. I would I were hanged.
Why, son?
I went to Eddy Chapel, as you told me, for to marry thy daughter Anne. I had wasted my money on a ring, for she were not there, no nor other maid.
Oh, I am vexed at heart. What shall I do?
Good George, be not angry. I knew of your purpose and have trumped your card, for my daughter is now with Dr. Caius at the deanery, and they're married.
There is Mistress Page. By God, I'm cozened. I tend at the deanery at for my gone, my darling, but she come not. I am desolated. By God, I'll raise old Windsor.
This is strange. Where can the maid be?
My heart misgives me. Here comes Master Fenton. How now, Master Fenton?
Pardon, good father. Good my mother, pardon.
Now, mistress, how chanced you went not to inn with Master Slender?
Why went you not to the deanery with Master Doctor, miss?
You do amaze her. Hear the truth of it. You would have married her most shamefully, where there was no proportion held in love. The truth is, she and I, long since contracted, are now so sure that nothing can dissolve us, and that by this device hath she avoided 1,000 cursed hours, which forced marriage would have brought upon her.
Well, what remedy? Fenton, heaven give thee joy. What cannot be eschewed must be embraced.
Master Fenton, heaven give you many, many merry days. Good husband, let us go home and laugh this sport, Sir John and all.
Sir John, to Master Brooke you yet shall hold your word, for tonight he shall lie with Mistress Ford.
I heard the old man say,
John, can I do I?
Today's a holiday.